I have a small law firm located just outside of Chicago. Our practice areas are personal injury, mainly helping people fight against the insurance companies after they have a car accident. Before we had Smith AI helping with our phones, receiving new business was very much dependent on whether or not somebody was available at any given moment to take a new phone call. Whenever new business comes in by telephone, the only way that we are alerted is the phone rings. It's not something that's we know ahead of time if a call is going to come in. So before Smith AI, it was very, very important to make sure that there was always somebody available to answer the telephones. If somebody had a lunch break or were on another call, or for any reason were not available to get to a call immediately, we could potentially miss new business. And in our industry, missing one new customer or client could mean several thousands of dollars that we wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to earn as a business. Now with Smith AI, we don't have to worry about calls being missed. The nice thing about Smith AI is that it runs 24/7. And if somebody's going to call with new business, their call is going to be answered. Before we brought on Smith AI, we really didn't have any after hours or weekend coverage. Like most law firms, we operate from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I run a small law firm. We don't have the budget or the staff to have people live in the office answering our phones 24 hours a day. So for us, it was very important to make sure that that there was a way to handle calls that would come in after 5 o'clock, before 9 a.m., or on weekends. As a very small business owner, it can be isolating. So I think that it's important for people, regardless of their industry, to associate with other small business owners. I am fortunate enough to have a very big support system outside of my law firm, consisting of other law firm owners and small business owners. Smith AI has regularly come up in my conversations with other business owners and with other law firm owners. The way that I learned about Smith AI was in one of the meetings that I had with other law firm owners. As I'm sure you can imagine, there's always a lot of conversation around how are your phones being handled? Who's making that first impression for your law firm when somebody calls in? And like many small businesses, we needed a solution for either after hours or weekends, or quite simply when our full-time receptionist is on another call. Smith AI was mentioned by not one, but several other law firm owners as a solution to that problem. When I first heard about Smith AI, I contacted Smith feeling a little bit skeptical. Even though Smith had been very highly regarded by my colleagues, I was not sure how well received the reception services were going to be on the other end. I know that we've all had experiences where we call a company and it is clear that the person answering the phone has no idea what's going on and probably doesn't work for the company. But Smith AI very quickly set those fears to rest. Smith AI has people who are answering the phones who sound very professional, who are very easy to understand. Aside from the receptionists that are answering the phones, acting professionally, the customer service at Smith has been I've been very pleased with it. I've been very pleased with the services provided by Smith in that customer service always responds very quickly. If I have a question or a concern, Smith AI is on it. They will always acknowledge my concern in a very short time frame and let me know that my concern will be followed up with. And it's always dealt with professionally and quickly. I initially started with Smith using their live receptionists. At the time, I don't think the AI receptionist was in existence. When I started with the live receptionists, I felt that the receptionists were very attentive. They were not rushing people off the phone. They were making sure to take the time to get the message correctly, to make the caller feel comfortable, and also to take down the information that we needed accurately. When I switched to the AI service, initially I was a little bit skeptical. 5 years ago, if someone had told me that we would have robots answering our telephones for us, I would have never believed it. And I would have said, no, thank you. Not for me, not for a law firm. Smith AI quickly changed my mind about that. With Smith AI, using the AI only service, we were able to generate our own prompts. We were able to have full control over what the language used was going to be, how commonly asked questions were going to be responded to. And although it's AI handling the call, it is us as the humans, the business owners, who are feeding the information that we want the AI receptionist to relay to our callers. I was also concerned initially that having an AI speaking to my customers, that it was going to sound very robotic. That would have probably been a valid concern several years ago, not anymore. Smith AI will tell you this is the AI assistant on a recorded line. And I think if they were not telling people that it was an AI assistant, people wouldn't have any idea that it was AI. It's just that good. I don't recall an instance where I've had a client specifically comment on it. The fact that it's not being raised tells me that it's not a concern to my callers any more than it would be if a live human were the one answering my telephone. I did have an experience recently where another attorney called my office and had an experience with the AI. Later, when I was on the phone with him, he commented to me, "Who are you using for your AI receptionist? It was great." And I asked him what he liked about it. And he said that the AI receptionist was very easy to talk to. And he felt that his message was going to be conveyed accurately. He also appreciated the fact that we were able to call him back based on the message that he had left for us. Um, when I had another attorney call my office to comment on the AI receptionist, he wanted to know who we were using so that he could reach out and also talk to Smith AI because he was not happy with whoever he was using. I am most surprised by the AI receptionist and that you can't really tell that it's AI. It is very, very intuitive, and I think technology has come such a long way, even in the past year to 2 years, where it can just do so much. I was very surprised at the accuracy of the messages taken and also of the response by AI. The AI receptionist at Smith can really understand what the caller is looking for and provide the information that's needed to the caller, sometimes resulting in a phone call that I don't even need to call the person back. When I first started using the AI receptionist, I was afraid that callers were going to hear that it was an AI receptionist and hang up. I have not had that happen. That has not been my experience. People will interact with the AI just as they would to my human receptionist, and it does not seem to be at all off-putting to my customers. If someone is skeptical about using an AI receptionist, I would tell that person to keep an open mind and give it a try. At one point, I never thought that I would want an AI receptionist answering my phone calls, especially with the industry that I am in, which is legal. I just didn't see how it could work. But I would tell any skeptic, give it a try. You don't know what you're missing. And it's going to save you so much time in not only what could otherwise be a lengthy conversation that you would otherwise have to have, but it will really screen clients, get to the chase, and save you time, and also providing a good experience for whoever's calling your business. I consider the cost of Smith AI to be a necessary investment for my business, and here's why. As a law firm, we depend on people to contact us in one of two ways, either through our website, which is a small portion of how we're contacted, or most frequently by telephone. Phones are the lifeblood of my business and of many other businesses. And I would say what people can't afford is to let calls go nowhere. You cannot afford not to have your calls handled quickly and professionally and answered every time. I would be much more frightened of losing business by the phone calls that are not answered than of the cost, which is actually pretty nominal, to have an AI receptionist.